And give me the deep.
I was about to say that's way past his his
My skill
capabilities.
set.
Blur me out and give me the deep voice like it's a documentary.
Do you watch our YouTubes?
I never watched it. Every once in a while I jump on and like try to just leave a dumb comment, which is like twice. Maybe I've done that twice.
No, it's okay.
No, I just listen.
Yeah, I think Tim's the only person who actually watches the YouTubes.
Yeah.
All right, let's get it going. Hello, everyone. As always, welcome into the Garage Talk podcast. As always, my name is Tyler. With me. Wow.
You really slow down.
All right.
Slow
Let's take it from the top. Let's
got
try
it,
this one more
dude.
time.
We got it.
Are we on YouTube?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Garage Talk podcast. As always, my name is Tyler, and not always with me, filling in for Tim, who took a trek to Nova Scotia, to the deep, cold north. He is gone. So filling in is a longtime friend and passionate fan of the show,
Super passionate.
super passionate Grady McGuire.
Hey.
And then,
Thanks for the applause, everybody.
or Vince.
It's good.
Yeah.
And
It's
also
good to be
Vince-
here.
Vince Wheatley is
I'm
here,
also back.
as always, and he's back
Hi.
from his vacation stint. And we have so much to talk about. I have a long list of notes.
It's terrible equipment here, Grady. We're sorry.
I screwed it up. I fucked it up.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're
our
cooking.
equipment's fine. It's user error. So I got a long list of things here that we must speak about.
Did you draw a map of the world on that?
Oh no, it's personal. Don't worry about that.
Okay,
I'm
sorry.
on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Belgium lost, knocked
Let's
out
go.
of the group stage.
Let's
It was the
go.
most victorious thing I've ever. I mean, we're talking second best in the world, golden generation. Spare me.
God,
Bunch of washed
out.
up,
Whee!
old, incompetent, worthless soccer players.
Can I tell you something? I brought some beer with me today from White Elm Brewing, and I was gonna they had a Belgian beer in a
Uh-huh.
can, and I thought to myself, I'm not gonna get that beer because Tyler would destroy me.
You wouldn't be on this episode. You would have left.
No,
I'd have kicked you out of the garage already.
Yeah,
He would have taken the beer though.
yeah, of course, yeah, he would have at least, yeah, he would have
still-
tried it.
I
but-
need to destroy it and make sure nobody else
yeah,
has to taste that foulness. But yeah, outside of that, that's all I had on my list. Nothing else happened this week. Sports seemed to go
Tyler.
on as
Now
normal.
Tyler. Now
And,
we know that's not true.
That's it. That's it.
That's not true.
A
Let's
lot
not
happened.
forget that the juggernaut, the absolute just the boogeyman of the World Cup, also was knocked out in groups, dude. They didn't even make it to the round of 16. We're talking, of course, about the Germans.
The Germans.
The Germans.
So I do want to make a side note that Germany is the only team that I have either A, cheered for or B, played for that has ever won a championship. So out of my entire
Played for?
my entire experience of either playing sports or watching sports, I have never participated in a victory championship before, playing or watching.
Okay.
The Germans are the only team that I've been a fan of.
Okay.
But I've never won one either. That's what I'm saying. In my entire sporting career, the only time I've won a championship was 2014.
You know what I almost did at
And
White Elm?
I'm paying the cost for it.
What I almost did again at White Elm, there was a Belgian beer and there was a German beer, and I didn't get the German beer because I didn't want to bring this up, but you guys brought it up anyway. So
I was
I was thinking about you guys at White Elm is what I was
can't
trying to
believe,
say.
like, you're being way too respectful to both of us.
yeah.
Just wait, just give it a minute.
Yeah, it'll all go downhill. I'm
Just
so-
give- yeah.
real soon. Germany losing sucked because they got 4 points. They won a game and they tied a game. If they were in any other group, they probably would have advanced.
No.
It was just a bad
No
situation
chance.
with Japan. I guess knows how to play soccer apparently.
All of a
Dude,
sudden,
it's because they keep releasing all these like sports animes, and I think like
Is that what it is?
Yeah, man, it's just like finally now.
Is that racist?
Why is that racist?
I don't know.
anime? Racist?
You're just like assuming that the entire country is into anime.
I'm just saying is that they are.
Okay.
Like it's pretty prevalent. So like they have stores on top of stores on top of stores that have nothing to do with anything else except for like anime figurines and like.
But now they have Magna and animes.
Manga.
Manga and animes of sports.
Yeah. They got all kinds, and it's funny because they have all kinds, and it's not it isn't like it's not like Friday Night Lights turned animated or anything like that. It's like Dragon Ball Z,
Oh,
but instead of fighting, they're playing sports.
that's
I might,
awesome. That
I
sounds
might-
amazing.
I might go home. You start talking about anime, I'm just.
Listen,
I'm
Okay,
outta
okay,
here.
Beside the point, maybe Germany should start doing their own cartoon styles of sports and stuff. Should we call Dustin?
Oh my god!
Have you
I
talked
would
to him?
love it. Again, he tried to
I'm gonna call him.
he tried to make fun of me about something on Snapchat once, and I retorted with like, "Oh, I think you mean the German national soccer team," and he.
You can't say that word anymore.
Have you met Dustin?
I think once.
Please leave your message for
Dad.
Oh, wow,
He's-
his
he
voice,
knows.
his voice,
Great to-
his
he
voice sounds
knows.
familiar.
He knew Vince was coming at him
He
hard.
knew.
That's all right. We'll move on from
That's
that.
Justin's your
Coward.
brother, correct?
No.
Might as
Oh,
well
he's
be.
not.
Well,
Oh, okay.
he's like
Not by blood.
He's my brother from another mother.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Maybe I haven't met Dustin.
BFF Rel.
Who's your younger brother?
Trevin.
I've met Trevin.
Yeah.
Haven't
Dust-
met the other guy.
I think. Okay, it doesn't matter. Speaking of the Japan game, I do. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna rewind. We should introduce Grady a little bit more before we dive deep into soccer stuff.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
So Grady's been a longtime friend of the show, longtime viewer. You were on episode 6?
Something like
First
that.
You're on
guest.
early.
Listen to every episode, boys.
You were borderline on before Tim was. You actually might be a better host than Tim.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it.
I was trying to think of like how I could do my best Tim impression, but really, like you just gotta talk low and like. I can't do a Tim. Can you guys do a Tim?
I don't think I could.
I don't know. That I've never tried to do it, Tim.
I can't even think of his voice right now.
You just gotta
It's
talk
like-
about
it's
cutting down trees and Miller High Life.
Sawdust
Was that the impression?
and
Is that you trying to do the
hold on, let me finish.
Oh, sorry.
And,
That wasn't half bad.
yeah, Bernie Sanders.
Then you gotta throw in like a big word here and there.
I'm perplexed. That's
Perplexed.
big for me.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not big enough. I don't think it's big enough.
Correspondence.
But anyway, Grady's here. We've had Grady on. You're like a jack of all trades guest. You've been on as a beer expert. You've been on as a fellow podcaster. You've been on as you were part of our
Rest in
Batman
peace.
skit as an actor, as a voice actor. You were there, so you've been kind of jack of all trades. But I don't think you do any of that anymore.
I don't do any of that.
So
no.
what are you now? Why are you here?
I just kind of hang out. I listen to the podcast. Is my main my 9 to 5 is just listening to you guys over and over again.
From episode 1 all the way through, and then once you're done, you restart
Yep,
it at
yep.
1.
And I will say, and you guys have probably noticed, I need to do this. I got to jump on the Patreon for you guys because I'm probably your biggest fan. What's his name? Matt can kick rocks. But I don't think I'm your. Is Matt on Patreon?
We have a Matt on Patreon,
But not military-
Not military. Matt.
Muscular military Matt.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
we
if
have-
I
we
get on
have-
Patreon, am I the number one fan then?
Oh, absolutely. So, because here's how our fandom works.
Get on
we have
Patreon
our
right now.
dedicated, loyal listeners, and then we have our financial supporters who don't actually listen.
Yeah.
They just give us money.
They for
They
some
say-
reation really support us, but they don't want to
It's very confusing.
consume.
I think
the
that's
content.
similar. I think our sponsors and our Patreon are all in one lump. They don't listen or care about what we have to say, but then they give us money for some reason. Anyway, so we have two separate. If you were to combine
Uh-huh.
and be the X factor for both, wow, you would be like, we would just replace Tim permanently with you. But no, don't do Grady. Don't. You don't owe us any money ever.
No,
I'm
stop.
gonna do it
this
now.
is what happens. You always
This is false modesty.
You're
False-
selling
let me
yourself
just-
short. I found you.
reverse psychology.
Yeah, like oh no, you don't have to pay the ticket, man. You don't have to pay
Which
up tabs.
garage
Hey,
talk
you don't have to
are
pay
you?
for me. And they're like, oh,
I'm gonna play
okay,
bad
fine.
cop. You play good cop.
Okay, good.
Give us money.
No, great.
You've been consuming this for so long, and you've been just a freeloader.
You know, listen, Grady. You've done
That's
a
true.
lot. You've helped push numbers. You've been on the show. You've done so much for us. You don't owe us a financial, monthly payment.
I'm trying to see if I can go through PayPal.
Why do you want to pay extra fees on top of
Do I?
every
No.
time I've used PayPal? I've had to like pay a fee, and I hate PayPal
Weird.
so much.
Or if you want, you can just Venmo me personally.
Just every month, just Venmo you.
Every month?
But then these guys wouldn't see it. Tim
They
and
don't
Vince
see
wouldn't
the
see
money
it.
we
Oh,
get
yeah.
you.
Anyways, are you kidding me?
You're kidding me. I'll do this after the show,
No,
but
no,
I'm
no.
I'm doing it right
He's
now.
right there.
Okay,
He's
Look,
right there.
It's right there.
Live
I'm
in
gonna do
person.
it.
I haven't posted the Patreon page in so long.
Because
long.
we have nobody that
Um,
actually
Because
cared.
they don't interact. That's
We had
why.
nobody that actually cared, so this will be weird.
I want to jump back into the World Cup talk because obviously, like, we have some stuff
No,
to
no,
talk
we're not
about.
done talking about you.
Oh, me?
Yeah, why are you here? You don't have a resume. You're not a podcaster. You don't work for the beer industry. You don't. What I mean, do you play sports? Are you?
You guys know this. I'm funny on Twitter.
Well, let's not get carried away.
That's why I'm here.
Now okay, so we talked about did we talk about Mickey last week?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
No, we
No,
didn't.
it happened this
Wednesday.
week.
That's on the list.
Oh,
That's
it
on the
happened
list.
this week.
We'll get to
Yeah,
that in a
dude.
sec.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can't bring that up then, but yeah, there was one that had me going, "Oh."
See?
We'll
Nice.
get there. We'll get there in just a sec.
Did you like it?
No, I didn't like it.
What the fuck, dude?
So
Maybe I
were you
did.
like a
I don't remember.
semi-professional football player, or?
No. Why do you ask?
Well, I mean, what do you have to bring to the table here?
Oh, I'm funny on Twitter. I'm a hell of a guy. You guys know this.
And you brought beer.
And I bring beer every time I'm
So-
here.
It's true. He has brought beer every single time.
I
so.
feel like I have funny quirks too. Like Tim has some pretty funny quirks, but I feel like I can
Isn't it
I can
say
up.
quirps?
Isn't it quirk?
Isn't it quirp?
I think it's
with
quirk.
a K.
I think it's quirp.
What's a quirk?
Or quip.
Yeah.
Quip. I meant quip.
Oh, funny
Funny
quips,
quip.
okay.
Okay,
I
that's
combined the
better.
two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny
Where's
quips.
Tim when you need him?
Yeah.
Like speaking of that, Vince, how's Vin doing?
Vin?
How's Vin?
I don't think I've ever been called Vin before, but yeah, I'm
No,
good.
no, it's
Oh.
it's another person, Vin.
I have no idea. What is happening here?
What do you?
I don't
Wait,
know.
hold on, wait, hold
He's
on.
gonna go with
What do
some
you-
stupid joke. I know
what do you
that's what's
mean?
happening right now, and
What
I'm
do you mean?
falling
'Cause
into it.
When I walked up to the house, I noticed your car in the driveway. You have to know Vin Diesel, right?
I knew I was walking into something.
How
I
is so?
knew
I'm
I
just
was
curious.
walking
How
into
is Vin?
I just
I'm so mad.
Vince has a nice
mad at
Fast and the
myself.
I'm just
Furious
curious.
supercar.
I'm mad at
I also
myself.
I've never thought about the fact that his name is Vin.
Yeah, is his
He's always
actual
Vin
name?
Diesel, and I never realized that. Oh,
His first name
he's
is
actually
just Vin.
Is his first name actually Vin or is it Vincent?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't
know.
care.
I'm curious. I'm gonna look that up. But yeah, I'm just curious. Like,
Vin and Vinny.
does
That'd
it's
be a great buddy cop.
what
We're family.
what kind of car did you have before that?
It was a Ford Ranger.
Ford Ranger. What made
Fucking
you want to
Ford
buy?
Ranger.
What made you want to buy a Subaru like that?
with
That-
a spoiler.
That has
With a
been
spoiler.
my dream daily driver
Okay.
since I've I've always liked cars, and then as I
Mhm.
started learning more about there's cars outside of just American muscle cars, because as a kid
Are
growing up
there?
in America, that's all you really know about, right?
Yeah.
You know, you learn about the Camaros, the Mustangs, the Corvettes, which isn't even a
Dodge
muscle-
Vipers.
The Viper, dude, the Viper was killer, man. And that's also not a muscle car. Like those are super cars. But anyways, you learn about those, and then as I actually started learning more about cars and how other countries seem to do it a little better than the United States, I was like, oh, I really like the Subaru because they put a lot of power into a little engine, and it's really cool. That's really cool to me.
It's not the
Okay.
size, mate. It's how you use it.
Okay.
Exactly.
Do you go race on O Street with that car?
No. Not to say
Okay.
I haven't, but I don't do that.
He
no.
doesn't seek it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just thought
You do when you have a car that can go fast, when people are passing you, you do get there is this voice in the back of your head come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
What sound does your car make?
It goes psst,
Oh, you got one of the
Yeah,
cars?
dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
man. Vince, those cars bug the shit out of me.
Good, I'm glad.
That's why I bought it.
I fucking let's
Why?
go.
Damn, that's interesting. So, I remember when I was growing up, we played. Is it not Need for Speed?
Grand
Need for
Theft
Speed,
Auto?
baby.
No, what was
I
Gran
played,
Turismo?
I played Project Gotham Racing.
what was there was a car game where you customize your car. It was like a street racing game.
Need for Speed.
Was it Need for Speed? Was that the
Uh,
one? Like,
That's the only one I
there's
can
so
think
many
of.
racing games.
That's and that was the good one, and then because EA Sport or EA the game company ruins everything they touch,
Uh-huh.
it just fell flat on its face.
was it Need for Speed? I think that
There
was
was
the game.
What'd
Need
you
for
play it
Speed
on?
Underground.
Underground.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
Need for
thinking
Speed
of. Need for Speed Underground.
Underground 2.
I remember back in those days when I played Underground. I don't play video games anymore, but like a car like that, a
What's that supposed
Subaru
to
like that.
Were you too good for video games?
No, I just don't have time. I would love to play video games, but
I just asked you, what do you do? And then you're like, oh,
I know.
nothing, I just hang out.
well, the problem is I'm too talented to play video games. Like when I get home, I want to play guitar or I want to do some woodworking. Like
Something that's like contributes to society.
I'm just
We don't have those hobbies here.
no, I would actually love to play video games, but
Can you
I-
woodwork? Do you actually know how to woodwork?
just a little bit.
Do you whittle?
Are you being
I
modest?
whittle. Honestly, I just threw that in the open air. I haven't done it. I just threw that out there. I haven't. Yeah, why'd you ask that question?
Never touched a saw before.
I am actually. Well, I do like woodworking when I can. I don't though.
I like the idea of woodworking.
Yeah,
I like to think that I'm a craftsman.
like I used to.
I tried it once and I like almost cut my finger off, and the thing I created was the worst thing. Like,
Did you almost cut your finger off, or did you even get hurt?
What?
Did
No,
you actually almost cut your finger off,
Almost.
or did you even get hurt?
No, I didn't get hurt. I almost did though.
Then how did that's not?
I was cutting the thing in half and it was crooked. And I was like, all right, I'm done. I can't do this.
I can't believe you asked me about that. I just. I was
I'm
not
just-
expecting the answer to
Well,
that.
I'm just curious
'cause
because it's a point of like very low self-esteem. Like
Mhm.
I view of myself, like I'm hurt by the lack of manliness that I am. Like that's one of my greatest flaws. Is I'm
We
not
get it. You
I'm
should
not a
see,
man.
You should
Yeah.
see therapy. We know.
I get that, but I'm just curious, like if all other men can do these like simple tasks that I can't do. So I was just
It's the whole reason I brought that up was to just drive the joke home,
okay. Sorry.
and that.
I threw it off
but
the-
I'm so
He's
glad you
trying
threw
to
that
rub
in
it
there.
my face. And
Yeah,
I play video games.
right.
Anyway.
No, no.
Sorry.
Continue
on.
But anyway,
I won't ask.
so outside of, I don't know, just hanging out and listening to your podcast all the time, work, I have been going to a few open mics recently.
Oh.
Open mic comedy nights.
Oh, so stand up is not your was it
Stand
your
up.
guitar?
Yeah, just stand up. Yeah.
Oh.
It's been fun, dude.
We should go.
I know.
Where do you
Oh,
go?
you guys should go.
Because
I
you,
would
So
do
I-
you texted me about was it Duffy?
Duffy's.
Is that
so-
where you go?
So here in Lincoln, it's a very small comedy scene.
Mm-hmm.
But there's only 3 open mics really in town. Monday is Duffy's. Tuesday is the Storm Cellar, right down the street from here. And then Wednesday nights, they do an open mic every once in a while at Cigars Lounge in the Haymarket.
And you just make the round.
But so normally I go to Storm Cellar. But and when I say I go, I've been like 4 times in the past, I don't know, 6 weeks or something like that. So it's not like I'm a regular in
No,
there.
that's-
But
that's a lot of times.
I've been doing that. It's been a lot of fun.
You got a bit? You're working on a bit?
I've got a bunch of bits. But I don't want to whip it out here. Wait, when we talk about Mickey Joseph, I got some stuff.
Okay. We'll get to your bits and well, that's
We'll
cool,
get-
man. We
yeah.
should all go. So next time
You
go,
guys
tell
should.
me.
Yeah.
We'll
We're
just
gonna
come watch
have
you.
we're gonna get
For
a
real,
little
that'd be
preview
awesome.
of his next stand up. I bet. Like I bet you got some stuff in the woodwork that's gonna
Oh, the wood. Hey, you tied it back in.
yeah. Hey,
Look at
yeah,
that.
I'm gonna go do stand
You should
up.
go
dude.
do-
This
you
shit's
should go do
easy,
stand-up.
dude.
You
This
can
shit's
do it.
Easy.
I do want to say, this is super sidetracked and very personal. Did you see Dave Chappelle's monologue on Saturday Night Live?
I didn't. I need to watch it.
Watch
Was it good?
Immediately. It was the funniest. Like he
He's the
ended it,
best.
and I go,
Yeah, he's
oh my
amazing.
god, I can't believe he just tied that up with a ribbon on top. That was the greatest bit I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah,
He's
fucking-
amazing.
He's the best. Like
For real. Yep.
yeah.
So funny. So anyway, with all that being said, Grady's a funny guy on Twitter, and now he's here as a replacement for Tim.
You heard him.
And we'll get into some more stand-up comedy here in a bit. Let's dive back into the World Cup. Germany lost. Belgium lost. Should we move on to the
Don't
Yeah.
tragedy?
say it.
Because
England won. England beat Senegal. Disgusting.
Say it.
we made it to let's
Say it.
the United States made it.
No, stop.
Oh,
Back to Japan. That ball that he kicked in from the end line was out of bounds. That is complete
That was
bullshit.
out of bounds.
I
That
wanna
was
tell you this, and
terrible.
now I'm about to rant because we've talked briefly before.
here we go.
That was
VAR.
bad.
Oh, here
VAR.
we
Did
go.
Did you watch it?
VAR.
Huh?
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it.
VAR is the worst thing to ever happen to soccer. I am so sick and tired of VAR. We talked about it briefly in the past through Champions League and stuff. The fact that they view things in the box and in slow mo, there's slight contact with somebody's ankle, and you're it's a penalty because by the rule or whatever. It's like there's so much contact in the box happening all the time.
It's a contact sport.
Yeah,
It's a contact sport.
So that being said, I was a proponent of offsides because I was like, oh, that's black and white. We'll just go. I'm cool if VAR is just used for offsides. I take that back 100%.
Yeah.
What they have done in this World Cup is absolutely disgusting. Did you see Croatia's offside versus Belgium?
No.
Croatia got a penalty called for them in the box, and they called it back because they said he was offsides. And this is bad. Croatia's in the white. They said that's offsides because a quarter of an inch of his shoulder was
on a
passed.
minute.
What?
They called that. So VAR is nitpicking these tiny little
Holy
millimeters.
cow.
Millimeters.
So,
You
so I
can't even-
only
You can't even pick out a thread of jersey.
You can't.
Like,
But they're doing it, and they're using
Holy
this
cow.
technology.
That's insane.
That I don't trust technology the way it is. We all know that. And so they're using this with the ball on the end line. They're using this for offsides, and I don't actually get to see it. I see their little cartoon graphic. I hate VAR. I am 100% against VAR.
So wait a minute. Did they?
Right, so
did
then-
they look at that Japan play?
They did.
They did, and they said it was good.
There was like literally a centimeter of the ball was over the line. They said they like had this cartoon graphic where it viewed down over the ball and had like this little slice over like
Dude.
a bump of the ball. It was unreal.
okay,
Hey,
so
actually- go
but
for it.
according to your logic, though, you don't trust technology, so what? You can't trust that,
Yeah,
right? So,
I don't trust people either.
right.
I
Right,
need to be.
and
I need
that's,
to be.
but that's the
control
thing
these
is like because I
decisions.
mean like up until recently with the introduction of VAR and all these like using technology to try and
you can't use
point
it
out-
to override common sense.
right. But I'm just
Look at
saying
it. If it is, it is.
right. I'm just saying, but like we know like just the history of soccer and just the way the game has been. It's a very the game flows right. It goes, and unfortunately, like the referees like do have kind of they have the ability to kind of mess with that flow by calling penalties and calling calling the ball dead or whatever. But when they don't call anything, they let the game flow. I'm just saying, like that's what they were doing in that instance where there wasn't a official that could have ruled that ball out, and so they just let play continue.
Well, an official could. Anybody in the stadium could tell you that the ball was out.
I don't think so. You were not in the stadium, so you don't know that.
I could see it from
I think
my
it
TV.
happened so. I think it happened so
Exactly.
quick.
You have a much better view of the field,
What-
and
what-
you have review. Like
You're
you
only
have.
you're only fighting against it because
you
they
have
knocked out
replays.
Germany. You're all for it. That's your only component. I'm talking.
I am completely unbiased when it comes to sports.
I'm just
Here's-
saying. You saw that Croatia offsides. A string of his jersey was offsides, and you can't. That's
and I'm saying, and
ridiculous.
I agree with you on that. That like they wouldn't have called that offsides. Like no official would have seen
Nor should they ever.
Yeah.
call that offsides because it's not.
Yeah, it's
you
absolutely-
know, I'm sorry, it's not offsides. And yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I liked soccer when the game can just flow, and it unfortunately that does just
No,
give
I'm
way more power to the referees, though. I guess
They
but-
don't need more power.
Yeah, but
Here's
It's
here's my thing about VAR is, so like the angles are always terrible, right? Like
every
normally,
time.
normally they don't have the right angle to make the correct call. With technology now, why are we not flying like 4 drones above soccer fields? for,
Safety,
for
probably.
real. Well, maybe, but like drone technology these days is insane.
Yeah. I don't
So-
know. I don't have a solution for you. I'm just saying VAR sucks. I just want to complain.
VR, yeah, it does suck.
Yeah,
But like you would think by now they would have figured out this angle thing, right? Because it's
Look, FIFA
and
is,
it's in
is
every
holding a
every
world-
sport though too. Like it's not just
That's
soccer
true.
where like angles are bad. We see it in everything. Football, you can never find that angle. Like, oh, did the ball actually come out before his knee? Or you're like, really?
Yeah.
These are the best angles
But
we
I-
got.
but see, I'm okay with that to an extent because there's a personable experience to soccer and football and all sports really. You don't want to interrupt it too much with too many drones
Right,
Yeah.
flying
yeah.
around,
And there's-
microchips
and
in the
I-
ball,
and there's
that
like
stuff.
there's a luck aspect to every sport too. Like if you don't have the right angle to make a call in football, that's
Vince
just
doesn't-
luck.
Vince doesn't
Like
believe in luck.
you don't believe in luck?
Luck, because it isn't real. It's just it's a thing that humans have made up in their head to like try and explain the unexplainable.
What do you mean? You're lucky to have the car you have.
Lucky.
I'm just
Like,
You haven't worked hard for that. it's just luck.
You
But-
know The Rock and Vin Diesel. Like, that's lucky, dude.
Dwayne out of this.
Wasn't
so-
Jason Statham in Fast and Furious?
Probably everybody's in.
Yeah, he was.
It's the worst movie franchise in the history of movie franchise.
It's bad. It's
Whoa.
bad. I agree with Tyler. It's bad.
worse?
The worst.
What's worse than Fast and Furious?
Like, I think I'd watch Twilight over Fast and Furious.
Whoa!
Yeah, there's some good music in Twilight.
And that would carry you through.
And Robert.
There's
Pattinson's a
love,
pretty
dude.
Good-looking guy.
Yeah.
He's not, though.
We don't have to go back down this rabbit. So yeah, let's just get right on to it, because the thing that we've all been dreading of
Boogeyman.
talking about, the boogeyman,
The elephant.
the United States of America has been. All right, that's enough. The United States of America has been eliminated from World Cup contention. We came in Saturday morning in the round of 16 against the Dutch, the Netherlands, the Orange of Europe. And going into it, I thought we had it. I thought we could. I thought we were a good enough side. I thought that we had the quality to beat
Same
the
here.
Netherlands. I was very confident, probably biasly, overly confident.
No, you know what? Unbiasedly, I think we do have the quality.
We do have the
Yeah.
quality.
We do
Absolutely.
have the quality.
It was so tough. It was one of those. Soccer is one of those crazy. It's 1-2 things go wrong, and it makes the world of difference.
And
And if you look at the score, we lost 3-1. It wasn't a 3-1 performance, I'd say.
no.
No.
Not at all.
There were just major mistakes that happened that
We had a
cost
few
us.
mistakes, and I think the biggest mistake.
Cost
So
us
what
big.
happened is their 2 goals in the first half came from running down the sideline and having a cutback cross and having a guy open in front of the goal. And I don't want to blame our center, because I love our central midfield. I love Musa, Adams, and McKennie. I would go to great lengths for them, and I'll fight for them. Our conditioning though was bad. We gave it our all in the group stage. We don't have a lot of depth, so we come into this game tracking back. We're just one step slower, and in the World Cup that kills you.
Oh, for sure.
Mhm.
The competition you're up against in the World Cup obviously is just the best.
The best in the world.
Yeah, and so when you do make these like little mistakes, when you take a play off, you're gonna get punished. You know,
It's not even. I wouldn't even
Oh,
say
yeah.
it's taking a play off. You're just one step too
I don't,
slow.
I don't know that first goal. Tyler
That was a
Adams
few
did
steps.
Seem a little. Yeah, he was. I don't know if it was just
I-
miscommunication.
Yeah,
but
I think
like,
he got caught. He just got caught out. I'm not saying that he fell asleep or wasn't trying. I think he got caught out of position and couldn't recover fast
Yeah.
enough.
I really think, like I said, we have the quality. We don't have the depth yet.
No.
We don't have the experience yet. And I think that finally the age of the U.S. men's national team like kind of showed at this stage in World Cup. We didn't have that kind of mentality that can compete yet.
Yeah, and the fact that our one goal was a little bit of an oopsie daisy,
Yeah.
like says a lot. Like we just didn't have the
that's-
finishing that.
we didn't have the finishing the whole tournament. I mean,
The
we
whole
scored
tournament. Yeah,
one
exactly.
goal
We're
against
just not a
Wales
scoring
and
team.
One against Iran. That's it. We have to be better. And
We literally only won one game this World Cup.
I was more
Mhm.
concerned
You know,
coming into this game against the Netherlands. I was more concerned about Josh Sargent's injury than I
Mhm.
was Pulisic's. Because if Pulisic's out, we got Brendan Aronson and the one position we actually have depth in.
yeah,
But without Sargent, there's Jesus Ferreira, who was just lost.
yeah.
The entire first half was lost.
Yeah.
And Haji Wright, who looked abysmal in the last 2 games that he played for us. Losing Josh Sargent was a huge blow.
Huge blow, and I couldn't believe Jesus Ferreira started over
Haji
Reyna.
Well, I mean, yeah, but do
Dude,
you want
like-
Reyna as your starting 9?
I don't know.
Oh, I would definitely. Well, you got to think about it this way: do you want to play Jesus Ferreira, an MLS player, up against some of the best defenders in the world, or do you want to play Reyna, who plays
against the best defenders. in
yeah,
the world
exactly.
on a regular
Like
basis.
that
Yeah,
was my
I
thinking.
agree with that. Yeah, Gio Reyna definitely I felt was a little underutilized. It was rough, man. it was hard to watch because it's like we're right there. We know we've seen.
I mean, we had like 11 chances in the box.
Yeah.
To that game, and
we just gotta figure out
we
how to
have
finish.
to finish, dude.
That
has
was
just
our
been-
biggest lack. I think in the whole tournament was in the final third. We just couldn't
Yeah.
put it away.
Well, I guess, and to the Dutch, like especially in the second half, there was so much orange in their box. Like they just parked they parked the bus, and they and what the Dutch are known for, and what killed us is their counter, like playing out of that box. So yeah, that I mean, power to them because they're a great team. Holy crap!
What's his name? DeFries?
Oh, Depay, Memphis Depay.
No, not Memphis Depay.
Oh, dumb fries.
Dumb
Fries.
Dumb. Big
Doom
dumb
Fries.
fries.
Yeah.
I hate that guy.
Big dumb
I
fries.
hate him now.
I have a question for you guys. So all over social media, all over Twitter, people are saying Berhalter out.
I was going to talk about.
Do you guys?
this.
Yeah. Do you guys? I don't know if I agree
Yeah,
with
no.
those
Anybody
people.
who says Berhalter out has the shortest term memory I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Look at where this team was. Not 4 years. Look where this team was 3 years ago. We lost in November 2017, and we went for an entire year before we even hired a coach.
Yeah.
And Berhalter came in with these crackpot old fools who destroyed our program, and he built it with these young guys. Not only did he build it up, but he went through qualifying. He beat Mexico multiple times.
Yeah.
In Mexico, he led us through the group stage and into the knockout round with 20 to 25-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like listen.
Yeah.
I think Berhalter has some issues with some of his tactics and with his subbing definitely. But as we talked about, we don't have a lot of depth for one, and two. I'm not going to call for a guy's job when he leads us to the round of 16 because
After we just didn't qualify.
after everything we
last
just experienced.
World
Do you want
Cup.
to talk
Yeah.
to Dustin?
I would love to talk to Dustin.
Sorry, we're gonna rewind here.
Can you pull the Japanese?
Hey,
video out for
Dustin.
me?
Hey, we're on the podcast now, and Vince wanted to talk to you real quick.
Oh, fuck Vince.
Vince, you have anything
I
to
want to
say?
hear that.
What's that, Dustin? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you through all the tears, the snot running down your nose.
You can suck my cock, Vince. I fucking hate you. Fucking
Listen,
hate
Dustin.
everything about you. And fuck the Broncos.
Listen, Dustin. I'm drinking a delicious Asahi Breweries Limited Japanese lager. And let me tell you, man, it's delicious. Have you tried these before?
Once you finish it, you can shove it up your ass.
Listen,
I hope they shove it in there too, you fucker.
Dustin, listen, we're kind of in the same boat, not really, because the United States actually made it to the knockout stage, but we're still in the same boat. Both of our the teams that we love and cherish are now no longer in the World Cup. But I just want you to
All I have
know
to say is, I do. The only thing I love about the Broncos is Russell Wilson.
that's
He's my
unfortunate. You love
My
him.
favorite fucking player.
Any parting words for Germany?
We're in a rebuild.
Rebuild.
Yeah, rebuild. Rebuild era.
We should leave Thomas Muller on the roster for next World Cup, though, right?
No, he should be on the roster for the next 3 World.
All right. Well,
Bring
thanks,
back
man.
Boston.
We just wanted to call and say hi and check up on you.
Hi, Tyler. Fuck you, Vince. Hi, Tim.
All right, love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
So yeah, it's very disappointing what happened with the USA. But as far as Berhalter goes, I think he's done enough with. Honestly, 3 years is not a lot of time.
No, not.
Granted, he has a big talent pool, but there's got to be some credit to him from getting Sergino Dest, from the Netherlands, getting Musa from England. Like he's done. I feel like Berhalter's done enough to warrant him the next 4 years. I mean, if something happens, obviously, if we see things in qualifying and the Gold Cup and stuff that we hate, then maybe think about moving on. But I think at where we stand right now, I think if you're calling for, and people have been doing this for a long time. If you follow U.S. fans on Twitter or Reddit or pretty much on the online, people hate Greg Berhalter, and I just don't get it because it's like, do you remember what our record was against Mexico before him? Do you remember what this team was going into Trinidad and Tobago? Like we were awful.
Yeah.
I don't,
Agreed.
I
And
just
I-
think
and-
he's done enough to warrant a continuation of his job.
And I think a lot of it comes from, honestly, him starting Jesus Ferreira, because I'm your guys' reporter in the field for this one. So I was down at Rosie's on Saturday for the game.
With American Outlaw people.
With all the American Outlaws. It was packed. But when the second half started and they announced that Ferreira was out, people just cheered louder than they would if we would have scored a goal. Like, people went nuts. People were so excited that Ferreira was done with. So, like, I feel like a lot of it just comes from his decision to start him. It's just frustration in the moment. You know what I mean?
I get it, but
So, like-
who are you going to start?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think Reyna should start as our forward. And I don't think Reyna should start over Pulisic or Weah. Now, granted, we can
Oh,
do other
definitely
things.
not, no.
There's other things we can do to get him involved in the lineup, which I think he eventually did. But as far as starting with the same lineup that we've been going with, I don't know where he fits into that.
I know, but
Unless
like,
you're going to adjust. Listen, I don't agree with Ferrer either. But with Sargent being hurt, I don't.
Yeah, like
I
you
see-
say,
I
we
see
just
what
don't have
you're
the
saying,
depth
yeah.
yet. Luckily, this being a younger team, though, I mean, I think we can hopefully continue off this run that we've made this year and just continue it. Hopefully, though, like we need to try and be more competitive and be in more high profile tournaments. Like Gold Cup isn't just going to be the only thing that can do it. CONCACAF isn't the best, right? We know that that's not the best. So like we got to try and be more.
Well, and I think it's going to be
prevalent.
important too for guys to keep playing for teams in Europe who are part of the Champions League. I mean, I think it's part of a lot of our stamina issues. Is when we had a few guys coming off injury, obviously Reyna, McKinney, Dest, all those guys are coming off injury, but then we got guys like Pulisic who've been on the bench honestly,
Yeah.
for a lot with Chelsea.
Yeah. I
And
can't wait for him to leave Chelsea.
That hurts with your conditioning. But no, you're right, Vince. Here's a quick look at some of the star players on our team. Musa is 20 years old right now. Reyna is 20. Dest is 22. Aronson 22. Way is 22. Sargent's 22. Adams 23. Pulisic and McKinney are 24. Here, when the World Cup comes here next, we're looking at 24-year-olds, 26-year-olds, and 28-year-olds. Like, we are going to be in our prime.
Yeah.
And so I think coming to the round of 16 and competing this year was a good thing. And I think it's the right step forward.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I agree. Hopefully, though, like during this kind of off time, like I said, we could just continue to build off the success, though. That this will be kind of the make it or break it, I think. Otherwise, I think the USA just kind of slips back into mediocrity.
I don't even think that. Another thing with the whole Berhalter thing out thing. When was the last time ever that you watched a U.S. team in the World Cup press high, control possession, control the game, and create chances? I mean, we didn't finish a lot of our chances, but we created a lot of chances.
Yeah.
We've never seen that before.
Yeah. When's the last time a U.S. team gave you hope?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Yeah.
Like that says a lot in itself.
Yeah. Yeah. Once, like I said, just get these young guys some more experience during this off time.
This was all of their, besides Yedlin, this was all of their
Right.
first World Cup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Speaking of Yedlin, like, I don't think he played once, did he?
He did. He came in.
that's
He
right.
came in against the Netherlands, and
Yeah.
I actually thought he did a decent job.
Yeah, I thought he did too. I was a little scared when he came on. I didn't know what to think, what he was going to do, but he actually made some great passes and
listen,
played good defense.
I'm always excited when I see Yedlin come on because I know somebody's going to work really hard and run really fast.
Yeah.
That's what you need out of this.
And beat the hell out of people too.
Right.
He clobbered a few guys. Well, he was the one who, when Ake went down, he kind of rubbed his shin up against his head as like a fuck you. You know what I mean? Which is fine with me. Any Man City player you want to kick in the head, you're good to go in my behalf.
We have a long history on this podcast of despising countries, and we hold grudges for a very long time. So I do want to speak about the Netherlands for a brief moment.
Right. Yeah. Well,
I didn't really have a whole lot of animosity towards the Netherlands because it was again one of the things you guys played well tactically. You did your job. There wasn't a whole lot of dirty stuff. You guys, there's not a whole lot of. It was a pretty solid game all around.
I know where you're going with this, I think.
Would you see my tweet?
Oh, no, I didn't, but I saw the tweet. Is that where you're going?
I don't know what tweet you're talking about, but
Okay,
this is a tweet.
I'll find it.
This is a tweet from Memphis Depay or Depay.
That's the
whatever
one I was
the fuck
talking
you wanna
about.
Call his name from Nether. He's their striker. He posted this on Twitter.
That's what I was
lot
talking
of bark, no bite. And I was like, okay,
Dude,
well,
I
I
had-
guess I fucking hate
Yeah,
you now.
I had no
Welcome
problem.
to my shit list, Netherlands.
Holy shit.
about. I'm glad his dad left him.
Yeah, me too.
Jeez.
Hopefully they. I don't know where Netherlands is aligned to Ukraine, but hopefully Netherlands get some spare bombs or some stray bombs landed in their country.
Holy crap.
Be Poland, Netherlands.
Yeah, so I hate Netherlands
I'm
now.
gonna punch in my credit card
Forever.
number.
Dude, yeah. Oh my goodness.
I was gonna be cordial. I was
Honestly,
gonna be cordial
yeah.
with them. Like
I had
good
no.
game, we're gonna move on.
Honestly,
It
I was.
sucks, but-
That was my mentality. I was about to say, like, Tyler, why would you hate these guys for just like they just put a clinic on it? Like they
Yeah.
now.
now.
You're right.
Yeah, because
Fuck
there.
Way to
you,
go,
Netherlands.
Memphis! You just started.
Orange is the ugliest fucking color too. I just want everybody to know that.
I actually really like their jerseys, but
No, they're ugly now.
Yeah.
I will
I
never drink a Heineken again as long as I live.
It's really hard for me to hate the Netherlands because I'm a huge Liverpool fan, and Virgil van Dijk obviously is one of their
He
star
shouldn't be-
players.
He shouldn't be friends with Memphis Depay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very strange how what's his name? John Strong, the announcer. Who's the announcer?
Yeah, John.
He kept bringing up how Memphis Depay's dad left him when he was like 5. Like he
I
brought it
would've
up
too,
3 or
you little
4 times.
shit.
Yeah. Now I see why.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
for
kidding.
real.
Must have been a fucking turd
What did
child.
we do to
I
him?
would have left that kid too.
Did we nice. Did we did he has he tweeted at all about other teams that he's played?
Don't care. Just saw this on my feed, so I said, okay. Well,
I'll do some research.
Yeah.
I'm your guys' reporter in the field, and I'll do some research.
I'm
about
a
to-
reporter on Twitter.
I'm about to see if I can get blocked by another Twitter account. That's what I'm about
Yeah,
to
but
do.
just
That's
go,
my mission.
Just go full blown war against.
I mean,
Memphis
I got
Depay.
2. I already got 2 people who's blocked us, so I'm about to go see if I can get a 3-peat. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Now we're
The hat
we're
trick.
extending outside of the borders too of the United States.
Yeah.
Can't believe I'm paying to be on this podcast. I'm
So
cur-
join our Patreon, and you too might be able to join us on the Crotch
if
Talk
you're just
podcast.
if you're just listening, I'm punching in my credit card information.
Why are you doing this now?
Yeah, just because I don't want to
to
forget.
show the rest of our viewers and our listeners
The rest of the world.
I also
what it
don't
takes
want
to be a real fan.
I also don't want to show my credit card information on YouTube. I got to make sure I'm not doing that.
No, you're good. You're way
It's
off
okay,
screen.
I can see it.
I'm like turning the camera over.
I
So yeah, World Cup. I don't even know who I'm cheering for anymore. I'm cheering against Netherlands.
France,
that's for
baby!
Sure.
Giroud!
We'll get there in a sec.
Oh.
Cheering against Netherlands. Obviously, I hope
Yep.
I hope Messi bends Memphis Depay over and says, whispers in his ear, "I'm your daddy now. I'm your 5'7" daddy." So I'm cheering for that, and also cheering against England, obviously, because I mean the War of 1812 is borderline unforgivable for the rest of
Oh,
history,
yeah.
So
3-0 against Senegal today.
Senegal, though.
like
Like,
Senegal.
relax.
But yeah, shout out to Olivier Giroud,
Olivier
who
Giroud!
is now the all-time leading goal scorer for the French national team.
Hell
with
yeah, baby.
a nice little goal today.
I missed
Dude
it.
is a-
What
the
happened?
dude is a monster, man. Like, just kick the ball to him, and it'll
And
hit.
he's gonna
It'll
score.
hit
And you-
somewhere
you-
off his
oh,
massive frame.
Before we get into, how do you feel about Benzema, Karim Benzema, the other striker for France? Do you have any opinions on him?
I have no opinions.
A few
I
years-
just, I'll take the only thing that has me on French's side is Olivier
Is
Giroud.
Giroud.
Yeah.
So here's what Benzema said about Giroud a couple years back.
Uh-huh.
Benzema said, "I'm an F1 car, and Giroud is a go-kart."
Whoa. I respect it because that's funny as hell.
It is. I mean, we've had a lot of fun at Giroud's expense in our
Oh
time.
my gosh! So I was thinking I wanted to talk about this because I was thinking about this earlier because Giroud's been a meme to me since it was before I moved to Nebraska. It was me and my a buddy named Zach Muse.
FIFA 2012 or something like that. Dude,
Yeah,
honestly.
me and my buddy Zach, we played FIFA, and he was a big Arsenal fan. That's when Giroud was there at the time.
Hey.
And so we would make jokes while playing with him, like, "Oh, you're so fat and slow," and and Giroud literally became a meme. And then like the meme has grown between us now, and it's just grown and grown. And now it's like we actually just love this guy.
We actually, yeah, it went from just being like, oh, we mentioned this person, we don't actually know anything about
Like
it.
I think you and I bonded over this the first time we
Yeah.
played FIFA together. We're like, "Oh,
It's-
Giroud, he's fat." Ah!
That's pretty funny. He's a
And
big
now
guy.
we're a podcast. but-
Yeah, and then he took his shirt off, and we were like, holy
Oh my
shit.
Hello.
He is a handsome son of a
Hello,
bitch.
big boy.
Cow, yeah. Like, yeah.
So yeah, I guess
That's who I'm rooting for. I'm behind France, man. Like back to back. Let's
back
go.
to back, first time in 60 years.
Let's go. I'm about it.
They have the quality. They definitely could.
I hate to say it, guys, but I kind of want the Netherlands to win now that they beat us. Just so we
That's-
can say we were beat.
That's so.
By the
I
big
know.
boys.
I knew that was
I know.
Is the old Nebraskan fucking
It is.
verbiage. I
It
hate
is.
so much.
It is, but
I've never in my travels across the land, I have never once heard anybody say something to this extent outside of the state of Nebraska. Well, it makes us look better because we lost to the champs. Shut the fuck up. Fuck those guys for beating us. I am not cheering for them. I hope Netherlands burns to the ground as a country.
well, here's the thing: is I want to stay true to my Liverpool roots, right? But I also don't want to cheer for England, which a majority of Liverpool players play for England. I'm not cheering for England.
Yeah.
I love Big Verge, and like I said, I like their jerseys.
I'm cheering for Morocco. I think I'm cheering for Morocco.
You think?
Wow,
I'm cheering
underdog.
for
Huh?
Morocco.
Big underdog.
I don't know.
I honestly I know this is a meme between us now, but Japan, dude, I hope they make a run.
Actually, I
I'm
take
about
I
it.
take back my Netherlands call. I would love if Japan
I
won.
would
That'd be awesome.
Love it, dude. I would love it. I know you would also like to see them get another Enola Gay flyover, but but listen, Germany not only turned their backs on an ally over 70 or 90 years ago.
Oh, is that
I hate Spain now too. Like,
Wait,
how
is
did
that
they
all
lose to
Germany did?
Japan?
Huh?
Is that all Germany did?
They just turned their back on an ally one time. I don't know.
Oh, that was it, huh?
Yeah. And I don't. Did you guys see? I thought I had a pretty good tweet after Germany was officially eliminated.
No, what's that?
I was like, Germany, I know you have a record for overreacting to being beaten,
Nice.
but let's chillax. The world's already like a chaotic enough place, or something like that.
Dude, I think Kanye West has a good point.
Kanye West has some good ideas. That's all I'm
He's
saying.
got. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. We don't have to go into it. I'm just saying. The guy's a thinker. Okay.
Oh my god.
So that's the World Cup. That's where it lies. I'm excited to talk next week about everything that happens this week. Quarterfinals and the rest of the round 16 will be a blast to watch.
Yeah.
Let's get into the big news that came out of Nebraska this week. And Grady, I'll let you do your bit here in a minute. I do want to say my serious opinion about the issue. So what happened was ex-interim coach Mickey Joseph, we've talked about on this podcast before, obviously took over for Scott Frost. He went to jail this week for choking his girlfriend or wife, or I don't know who it was, domestic violence. I'm not all that upset this happened. Because as I've said before, I am so sick of this Nebraska.
Now we're also out of paying him.
I thought you were gonna say I know his wife. I'm not upset.
I'm so sick of this Nebraska fan base and like, we want Mickey. Why do you want Mickey? Well, he's a Nebraska guy. He has our same values and morals. Okay. Yep. Awesome. And because Nebraska fans are so stuck up I'll say we are so stuck up our own asses.
I honestly no, I don't claim you.
Perfect. You guys are so stuck up your own asses that you can't even like you spew all this stuff like you know what you're talking about, and then it's just like, yeah, he chokes out women from time to time. But yeah, he's a Nebraska guy, so let's advocate for him. I love it. I just love it. I relish in it.
He's so well spoken for a wife beater. Like, you know what I mean? Like during his press conferences and stuff
never
like that. Yeah, for real. Like, I mean,
Well,
not even
but
joking. Like the way he spoke about his players and the organization, and like he was so well spoken, and I think that's why people liked him the most. You know what I mean? He just seemed like a good guy, but then all of a sudden,
And I will
he
say,
just snapped.
of
What
all,
does a wife beater sound like?
yeah, shit, you better shut your mouth there,
Hey,
hey, man, get,
hey,
why ain't NASCAR on?
yeah. Why NASCAR? Yeah. Did I tell you to make pizza for dinner? I didn't ask that.
And I will say, I think out of all the coaches with, I mean, Nebraska is no stranger to controversy at the coaching position, right? Out of all the coaches we've had, I think Mickey Joseph would have been my last bet.
That you'd have
Yeah.
said to
Yeah, for real.
I've been
choke his wife out?
Right.
Well,
And I've been
what about
was
Mike
that right?
Riley? What about Mike Riley?
Mike Riley borderline could be a serial killer. I wouldn't bet against that.
But I was just saying, because I've been a huge Bo Pelini advocate for the entirety of this podcast. And let's be honest, though, there's been some weeks where I'm just like crossing my fingers, please nothing come out about Bo just like beating the shit out of his wife, like because he just seems so mad
That's all
the
left for
time.
Carl.
all the time.
Yeah.
yeah.
Luckily, Carl took that
The
and
mantle
ran
of
with it. Yeah.
psychosis.
Yeah, I couldn't believe when I heard the news. It's crazy.
It was.
Yeah. I guess you got. I guess his wife got caught with her interim husband for a second there.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So was it his wife?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Okay, I didn't read
Yeah.
up on it.
So
I didn't
the-
actually know.
There was some article that came out about, I guess her brother was in the house when this all happened, and he like walked to the balcony of some stairs and saw Mickey Joseph choking her out.
Yeah.
And like punching her a couple times or something like that.
I was literally in the police report.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said she was a big Iowa fan. Mickey wanted to let her know that wasn't all right.
He's like, I beat Iowa once, I'll do it again.
Yeah.
You can write that down for your.
Yeah, right there. I gotta write that down. I really don't have much on Mickey Joseph, but other than that tweet, I thought the tweet was pretty good, right?
That was a good. That one had me.
You had a tweet?
I had a tweet about
I didn't
Mickey.
see it. What'd you say?
So I retweeted the article and said, just goes to show you. Oh shit! What was it? I'm blanking on it
I
right
want
now.
to say it's like even after we beat Iowa, like we still choke.
Oh no, it was
Our
something
coach-
like
our
like
coach
even
does.
it was like even off the field, Husker head coaches choke
Yeah,
or something like that.
That's what it was.
That's what it was. It was something like that. Another bevy.
Baby.
Yeah, that was so. Do you think Matt Rule will retain him?
Like I said, it's kind of good. As bad as this sounds, it's kind of good for Nebraska because now we don't have. I don't think we will have to pay Mickey for the.
Why would we have to pay him?
Dude, I mean, I'm just saying. Like, say this didn't happen. Say Mickey was the
Oh, we
Nebraska
hired-
guy
oh,
that we
yeah.
loved, and that what people said about him as being like a real Nebraska values. It's just so funny.
Real
If
Nebraska
that,
values.
yeah, if none of that actually happened, like even if we didn't retain him, he'd get a cool $1 million, easy. Just for what he's done, you know, like you stepped into like a very hard position.
Yeah, I
and
think
then-
it was so funny last week. We're like, dude, Mickey deserves all the money. Like, we love Mickey.
we
Be
did,
like-
we
And
did.
then, like 2
and then
days
he
later,
betrayed us.
And then he
dude.
2
snaps.
days later,
That's
like,
why I don't feel like because people are like, this is real people, real like things happening. I'm like, yeah, he's a real piece of shit. Like we, as a whole state, we back this guy so hard, and he. I'm
Listen,
sorry,
we don't-
you literally turned your back on the state
But we
when you
don't
do.
know all the details.
I don't.
I
give
was
a
gonna
fuck.
say, what
There's
if
no detail that you could come out with, like unless he was coming at him with a knife.
Dude, there's got to be something you'd hit a woman
And
for.
we do know, and I'll tell you right now, Tyler, I do know
I
the
shouldn't
details.
say that on the podcast.
What was in the police report? Okay,
Well,
stop.
not good.
By the way, I want to retract what I said just a couple seconds ago. But yeah, what if it was really bad? Like, what if his wife did something terrible?
The
What-
only thing
what-
that
what-
I
yeah,
can
what-
think of it.
Hey, here's
Well,
yeah,
like,
here's
that's because
let's-
I-
let's brainstorm.
Well,
what
where's Tim?
what would justify?
Well, because
something
there
like
should be
that
no
happening.
justification. We want equal rights for women and men, right? Vince, you'd hit a guy for almost nothing. So, like, you say you wouldn't hit a woman over like that's kind of sexist for you to say that.
You're right. I've never said that. I've been like not a misogynist. Never came out saying that.
By the way, I'm an official patron of the Garage Shock podcast.
Thank
you so
much, Brady.
Yeah, dude, I got you. You didn't unplug yourself, did you? No. Okay, you're good. Yeah, just wild though. Wild news. No one saw this coming.
Bugging me.
You interrupted this bit. Go on.
No bit. Just
Oh,
wild.
you're surprised I didn't see it coming.
I'm just yeah.
I think we all
Didn't
were.
see it coming.
That's a
We
great
all
way to
were.
start.
It's
a bit,
blindsided.
though. I didn't
Yeah.
see it coming.
And but I want to go on the
That
record
is.
like saying fuck you, Mickey Joseph. Like our state was behind you almost 100%, dude, and you threw it all away over some stupid shit.
Well, at least it's not Ron Brown.
But
Apparently, yeah,
Was
right.
that on the podcast or was that,
Oh,
or was that
boy.
a personal joke? Grady, did you listen to last week's episode?
you guys talked about Ron Brown for a second, but
Okay.
I don't remember.
Tim hates Ron
Tim
Brown.
hates Ron Brown.
Oh, because he's a bigot.
Yeah.
Big.
Yeah, there it is.
He wants to
Yeah.
see
So
all
we-
homosexuals
We
beheaded.
took Mickey Joseph the news of Mickey Joseph to attack Tim.
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
his opinion.
Yeah, but
And
like
he's he's probably watching this right now I love it.
Going back to like we don't know what actually happened between him and his wife. What if his wife was sitting on the couch and she had this little button and she said, "Mickey, I'm going to press this button and the White House is going to explode." What if he saved the U.S. government? We don't know. He
Then
hasn't released a
again,
statement yet.
Then again,
What if he comes out and he's
why
like,
would he want to save it?
What if he comes out and he's like,
Why would
My-
you want to save it at this point?
"My wife is a member of ISIS and she planned an attack on the White House."
America.
I was, yeah. You just wait. You never know.
I just love that idea of like no matter what like trouble you get in, just making up the most absurd scenario. of
You
where
should.
You're actually a hero.
Like, so Mickey's fucked, right? He's fucked.
You might as well go down.
So you
swinging.
might as well just come up with something.
Might as well go. You might as well go
hilarious.
Down choking.
Yep. She was holding the phone and she was gonna call Scott Frost to like come over and have sex with her or something, and she choked him out.
Scott Frost's football record aside is a pretty good looking dude.
Oh yeah, and he would do that,
We don't,
Mrs. Joseph,
All
if
right.
you're listening, and lonely.
College football playoff is officially set in stone. We got Georgia 1, Michigan 2, TCU 3, and Ohio State sneaks in with the number 4 spot.
But where's Alabama?
What?
I swear
Do
to
you
God.
have hope now?
Hope for what?
Are you gonna like college football?
What do you mean hope?
You hate college football
Yeah.
because you're like Alabama.
I'm
they'll do everything.
shocked. I saw USC lose. I saw TCU lose. I said
Dude, not just
That-
lose. USC got spanked.
I was like, oh,
dude.
here comes Alabama's music.
Yeah.
I thought they would do it. I thought the committee would put them in. I honestly did.
So that's what I'm asking. Is there hope now? Do you have hope?
No, because we're going to a 12-team playoff anyway, so it's all college football's a joke. But I will watch. I'm excited to watch. I don't know who I'm cheering for. It. Do you guys hate Michigan? I don't
No,
really have
I've-
any.
I've
I
never
don't
hated
hate Michigan.
I don't hate Michigan, but I don't.
I'd
like,
rather.
I don't like Michigan.
Well, I'd rather Michigan win than Ohio State. That's for sure.
100%, yeah.
I think I'm cheering for TCU. I think I'll go for TCU.
I was gonna say TCU would be fun.
Tim won't cheer for TCU,
No.
but
Hmm.
they're all bigots.
They're all Texas Christian.
Oh, I had no idea that's what
You didn't know
TCU
that's
stood
what
for.
TCU
You
meant?
didn't,
No.
you didn't get that from the Horned Frog mascot? Come on.
The
What do you think the C stood for?
Yeah.
Horde,
Exodus.
Christ.
Exodus
thing.
13:42.
No, thought it was Christianity. I have no idea. I don't follow college football other than Nebraska whenever they play, and even then I don't care. I said it on my podcast, the Nebraska Beer 30 podcast back in the
Never heard of
day. The only reason I watch Nebraska football games is to eat Doritos.
Which is a fair. It's a fair.
That's
thing.
it, because
You need an excuse to indulge in some Doritos.
For real.
Doritos.
because I never eat.
There's better chips.
Get the fuck out of here.
What-
No,
what's
there's
the better
not.
Flamin' Hot Cheetos is just
No, you're out of your
never,
mind.
there's never been a better chip made.
You're out of your mind. Spicy nacho Doritos are the way to go.
They're not even spicy.
They're spicy.
Oh my
they're
God.
They're definitely not
Careful,
spicy.
guys. Your
Flamin' Hot
whiteness
those?
is showing through.
No,
Like, careful.
I like.
I like mayonnaise, not Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip's just too spicy.
They really aren't that spicy.
I actually don't like
Um,
Miracle Whip. I prefer
It's
mayonnaise.
spicy. I know.
But I eat pretty healthy. I try to eat healthy. I never eat Doritos. But when Husker football comes around, man,
Get a bag.
I know there's going to be a bag there,
The
or I'm
family
bringing
size?
some. So that's really
The
college.
value size or the family size or whatever.
Oh, family size, yeah. And I bring it for the whole family, but I eat it all. Like college football is only Doritos to me. So take that with a grain of salt when I say TCU is going to win the damn thing.
Ooh, hello. Okay.
Yeah.
On the back of all of that, I want to ask you two questions that are probably fairly personable.
Mhm.
So if they're too personal, cut me off at any time. One, why did you just plug a podcast that's been dead for a year and a half? And two, why aren't you doing a podcast currently?
I plugged that podcast. I don't know. Couldn't tell you why. And I would love to do a podcast, but it goes back to the I'm just too talented thing. Like
You have better things to do with your time?
I'm constantly woodworking, so I can't.
Yet
I
here
can't
you
do a
are. Yet here you
podcast.
are.
Yeah, I wish I could. Honestly, I want to take that time and put it towards going to more open mics. Like instead of spending an hour in my basement podcasting, I could be out at Storm Cellar or Duffy's doing that. Because it's fun. It's a ton of fun.
How much prep do you do? Like getting like a set ready.
For stand up.
Like it's just, and again, I want to preface this with, I'm still very,
How
very
talented
young
you
in
are.
doing this.
Oh.
Yeah. With how much it's hard for me to write jokes because I'm constantly woodworking. No, like it's just one of those things. So throughout the week, I just think of something that makes me laugh, and then I write it down. I have a little notebook, or just like a notepad on my phone or whatever.
I was gonna say, do you actually use a notebook or do you
No, I jot it down on my phone. No, yeah.
notes on the phone?
But then, let's say later that night, I'm doing the dishes or something. Like I'll pop that stuff back up, and then I'll just think about how I can make that funny. Then, so it's like I'll think of something funny later on in the day or later on in the week. I'll open it back up and be like, "Oh, how can I word that to make strangers laugh?" That's the hardest thing about open mic comedy is like, because we can sit here and we can make each other laugh all we want.
Yeah.
But it's like a total different
Yeah.
scenario going out there and standing
And
in front of.
and honestly, I don't even need to make you two laugh to feel like funny.
I know, same,
right.
same,
Yeah.
same.
I don't need you two to laugh at all, but
Mm-hmm.
That's why
But-
Vince would be a good stand up comedian because he doesn't care what the audience thinks.
That's true. Well, that's what you should do though. Is like go up there with what you think is funny, and then if it doesn't work one night, like you try to word it a different way another night, because you know it's funny. Like you can make it work, but that's the fun of it. Is like the whole experiment.
So you've been to, you said 4 open mic nights in the last like 6 weeks.
Yeah. So and before that, I just did it like off and on back in the day.
So do you
But
do you find yourself having do you make people laugh? Do they laugh when they're there?
I've got a few jokes that work pretty well, and of course there's been some that like fall flat.
Yeah.
that's bound.
Does that make you like? I feel like when that would happen, I would laugh. Like if I was like made a joke and then nobody laughed, I would just be like, "That's funny." Like,
didn't think that was
This situation is funny.
Vince would be on stage just pleading with people. You didn't think that was funny? That was hilarious.
That was
You're
hilarious.
stupid. You're
Yeah.
stupid. I do not think that's funny. I'm hilarious.
I
Never done
That was my Vince impression.
that was beautiful. You done Tim and Vince tonight. That was perfect.
I wonder if I could do Grady.
I mean, you got the look down.
I have to.
Yeah, you got Beard, yeah. I take my hat off.
I have to be able. I have to
no, stop.
say,
it's the
say
same.
There's
something.
too much. happening
It's
right
the
now.
Spider-Man
Hold on,
meme.
Say something. Say something real quick.
It's a good day to drink some beer.
It's a good day to drink some beer.
Holy.
Yeah,
Seriously,
wow.
you guys do the Spider-Man meme because what the hell?
Can I
is
do
happening?
Tyler? Can I do Tyler? The Red Hot Chili Peppers are the greatest band there ever was.
That was your impersonation of me? That was terrible.
That was terrible.
That was good. That was good. The chili pepper one was awful.
The Chili Pepper one was awful.
Okay.
It's getting better. He's
I
getting
like
better.
it. I like it.
Okay. Well, I'll get there eventually.
We should do a dual stand-up show where we just start imitating each other.
Oh, there you go.
I love the stand-up like little clips of like two comedians like roasting each other.
Oh yeah, those are great.
are
funny.
some of the fucking best ones.
Yeah, those are awesome. There's
So
a.
Brady-
Oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I'm steering way left.
Okay.
Um,
Our left.
do you remember my bit about the struggles of being a middle class white American?
Did you text that to me?
No, I did it on the podcast, and then you texted me because I said I think I could be a bit. So I'm
Oh.
wondering if you think that would land.
I kind of remember that. Maybe, yeah.
Okay,
Maybe.
I'll practice it and send it to you.
It depends.
If you think it works, then I'll come to open mic night with you.
You should just
Just
get
do
up there
one bit and then walk off.
and then get out of
How
there.
much time do you think you have in an open mic night?
7 minutes.
Oh shit.
7 minutes. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like 7 minutes can either be the longest 7 minutes of your
Yeah.
life or the shortest 7 minutes. Because
Yeah.
I've
For
been
me,
up
it's
there.
always long.
I've been up there a couple times where it's been like, holy crap! I have to say more.
Yeah.
And then there are other
I got
nights.
5 more minutes to fill. Holy shit.
Yeah, and then there are other nights when they give me the light, which means there's a minute left in your set. They give me the light, and I'll be like, "Oh shit, for real?" Like I had no idea it was 6 minutes. I was 6 minutes in.
Have you seen where Bill Burr like turns against the Philadelphia audience?
Oh yeah, it's
Have you
amazing.
seen that? It's like they heckle him or something like that in Philadelphia, so he just starts shitting on Philadelphia. He goes, "I got 7 minutes left," and just goes on some tangent about how terrible Philadelphia is. He goes, 5 minutes, and then just keeps going all the way
That's
till the end of
And
the
he
set.
and he
Bill Burr's
kills
amazing.
it.
Oh,
Well,
he kills it. It's so funny.
and the whole build up to that was it was a big comedy festival, and the crowd was being terrible to the comedians before him. They were like yelling shit at the other comedians, and they just weren't laughing.
Yeah.
They were just being
A bad
Philadelphians,
Yeah.
right? And then Bill Burr got on there after hearing all the shit they were yelling, and after just realizing that the atmosphere was shitty, he got on there and just started berating them, and they
That's
loved
so
it.
funny.
And they loved it. They fell in love with him.
Philadelphia does love to just be shit on.
Oh yeah.
They do like
They
that.
shit on themselves.
Yeah.
And they deserve
What you got in your notes there, Tyler?
That's what he's looking
something I can't read. Are you great? So Grady, are you a Star Wars fan?
at. This is a professional podcast.
A little bit. It's sort of the same thing as me being a Nebraska fan. Like, if I
If
watch
it's
Star
on.
Wars, I get to have Doritos.
Have you
like
are
it's
you
it's an event.
Are you caught up with the shows and stuff?
No, but I want to watch Andor. Are you getting into Andor?
So here's okay. So you're what a segue. You don't even know what to talk about.
Perfect.
You
Well
just-
done.
Let's go.
You just laid it out for me to play it out. You teed me up, and I'm Homer.
I know this because I want to hear about it. I gotta pee again. My bladder's terrible.
It-
I'm gonna go pee again, but you go for
Tim
it.
never even left.
Wow.
No, I'll wait for you. We need you here to talk about Andor.
Okay. Yeah, because I want to hear a
We'll
synopsis.
filibuster
We got-
for
yeah.
however long it takes you to
Or
pee.
actually, you guys could go. I'll hear it.
No, it's okay. We'll speak quietly. I hate NFL football.
Yeah, dude.
It's so fucking
Thanks.
terrible.
Join the club.
I'm with you, man. Titans, our entire team is injured. Everyone is hurt. Our offensive line is like disgusting.
Yeah.
I got
For-
so mad watching the game earlier.
For some
I was
reason,
like, I can't do this.
the Broncos fan base only faults Nathaniel Hackett for everything that's happened so far.
So what happened? So I'm assuming Nathaniel Hackett's gonna get fired soon because
Yeah.
just because the fan
Oh,
base.
for sure.
So
But
then what happens?
But we'll keep making memes about how bad Russell is, and then, but we're like, look how funny it is that Russell's bad. Get fucking Nathaniel Hackett out of here.
Get the coach out of here.
Yeah. What?
I
What are you
also I have a hot take. Flip side theory. The absence of Nathaniel Hackett is the reason the Packers are doing so bad.
Whoa. Listen, I don't think that's a unreasonable thing to think about. Honestly, like, we know correlation doesn't equal causation, right? But
But it
that's
does.
That's
It does in this situation.
Yeah, it
All
does
right,
in the NFL.
so let's jump back into Star Wars. What is your experience with Star Wars? You've seen all 9 movies
Yes, I have.
plus Han Solo and Rogue One. You've seen those?
I watched half of Solo because I thought this shit is terrible. I'm getting out of here.
What about
Really?
What about Rogue
You
One?
don't like Han?
I didn't like Han.
What about? Okay.
Am I solo
I
in
can-
that?
No,
Yeah.
I can understand like people not digging Solo, but what about Rogue One though?
Rogue One. I thought that was good. That was good.
So
Wasn't
you know
the
what-
greatest
you know
movie
what
ever.
Andor is?
It's the.
It's about
No, I have no idea.
Cassian Andor. He's the boyfriend. Pretty. That's such a terrible explanation. He's the counterpart to
Darth
the main-
Vader's boyfriend.
He's the counterpart to Jyn Erso in Rogue One. He's the other spy she works with.
Oh, interesting. I
so
thought
it-
Andor was a place.
No, Andor is his last name, Cassian Andor. So it's about him. So going into this, we've talked on this podcast before. Obi-Wan Kenobi was such a fucking awful show, so poorly done that I said, I'm not watching Andor. I want to watch Andor. I'm not fucking watching it. And then it came out. All these episodes came out. Everybody said how great it was. I said, I don't care. Like Kathleen Kennedy. Is Kathleen Kennedy still employed? Not watching it.
Oh, her name still shows up every credits too. It sucks.
And so I didn't watch Andor for the longest time, and it's the season was finally completed, and my brother told me I should watch it. I had somebody at work was like, "Dude, you gotta check this out." Like,
And you didn't like Boba Fett either.
yeah,
or
but
Book of
nobody liked Boba Fett. Boba Fett
I
was,
liked
besides Vince's opinion, Boba Fett was probably the worst Star Wars show made.
I didn't
so
even.
far.
I didn't even want to watch that. It looked.
Did you
looked
watch,
bad.
Did you watch The Mandalorian?
Yeah, loved Mando.
So with all that being said, I finally my coworker who's like, dude, you have to see Andor. I'm like, I'm not doing it, dude. Like, I'm throwing an adult fit. I'm throwing a fit right now. I'm not gonna watch it because like I want to watch it, but I'm not going to because Kathleen. And so he's like, dude, I got this like speech on my phone. Like, I'm gonna show it to you, and it's gonna make you. I was like, don't show it to me. I don't need spoilers. I'll watch it. I binge watched the hell out of Andor. I mean, in their hour-long episodes, I watched it like in a week. Andor. So here's my best description. You like Mandalorian, right?
Yeah.
Mandalorian's a great Star Wars show. Andor is a great show. Is that fair? You think?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Like,
Yep.
I like. Yeah,
I
that's
think
a great
I think
description,
Andor's
honestly.
better. I think Andor's better than Mandalorian. I think the writing, the acting, and the directing of Andor is an incredible show. Take away everything Star Wars, Andor is an amazing show.
Mhm.
I absolutely love that.
And honestly, like if it
We
wasn't,
should do a spoiler one. I don't want to get into spoilers. So I don't want to spoil it for Grady, but I mean, there were scenes I was about to cry.
dude, it was
I feel like that's every show for you though.
That's true.
He's just he's a very
Which
emotional.
same
very
for me
emotional.
though. Same for me though too.
But no, because
I-
I talked about in Rogue One when Cassian and Jyn Erso like are holding each other as the Death Star is killing them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, if this was like Rey and Finn or other characters, I would feel so much more invested, which I think was an issue of Rogue One's production and writing and the setbacks and reshoots. Everything that went into that caused that. But now after watching, I'm scared to watch Rogue One. After watching
right,
Andor,
yeah.
because going into that, I'm gonna,
Dude, and that was
I'm
like-
gonna break.
It's so funny that you say that because like that was my. As soon as I finished the last episode of Andor, I was like, I want to turn on Rogue One. But that's so funny that you said. But I did. It was like late at night. And
No,
stuff.
that's how I finished
Yeah.
watching at 1 a.m. last night.
Yeah, right.
Oh
you're
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I binged like 5 episodes last night.
Yeah, I want to check it out. It looks awesome,
Go
like
watch
from the
it. Do you have
trailer.
Disney
Great.
Plus?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
you're a
you
dad.
betcha.
You're
Oh
a
yeah.
dad. You
I'm
have
big
definitely
dad.
have Disney
Big
Plus.
dad.
You have another kid, aren't you?
One on the way.
Oh,
I have
my
a
goodness.
almost a 2-year-old, and then
Do you know-
in
do you-
May.
Do you know it's going to be a boy or girl? Can you speak about that on the podcast? too personal?
No, it's going to be a surprise. We're not going to find out.
Good on you.
Why
I
not?
was
Thanks,
surprised.
dude.
Why you high five?
You were surprised.
Unfortunately, all my jokes are really good with
That
my
was
friends.
great.
Like,
That was awesome.
You can't do it alone.
I know.
Oh,
Or
that
with
was-
strangers. That's
that
why
was
I like-
really good.
Thank you,
Wow. I high five, man. That was awesome. That was the podcast. Ended on that, dude.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Before I ask too many personal questions.
Yeah, 2-year-old, and then one coming in May. We're not going to find out.
You're never gonna have time to do open mic nights anymore.
I'll sneak out. I can be a shitty dad.
We're all shitty dads every now and again.
You have to be.
Some of us more so.
Speak for
Got to keep
yourself.
them on your toes. Yeah, you have to let them think one day you're a great dad, the other day you're gonna leave. Like
That's just life.
You have to,
That's
yeah,
just life. Better get used to it now.
exactly. Is someone playing the drums?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Sorry. Yeah, speaking of children, I just got shout out to Larry from Atmos Physics. He gifted me a little shitty drum set for my kids. I play it more than they do. I'm very
That's-
thankful to Larry. I haven't seen Larry since I've gotten him because he gave him to my. He saw my wife in passing, so he gave him to her. So
Your
Larry-
wife passed? And Larry just watched?
But he did give me some drums, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah, so we're all good. No, that's awesome.
Her ashes are in the kick drum.
Fat beat, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That wasn't me calling your wife fat. I was just saying fat beat.
You had to explain yourself, but the idea that you did.
Well,
made it-
that's probably a good place.
Just
to
double
end it.
checking. It's probably
Do you have
good.
anything from your notes or any more bits you want to share real quick before we end?
No, that was it. Thanks for having me. Thanks for letting me come drink beer
Thanks for
With you
filling
guys.
in.
Yeah.
Thanks for being a patron.
anytime. Patron, $1 a month, man.
Do you want to do this every weekend?
Sure, I'm in.
Tim, sorry, Tim.
You're
We're
done.
ghosting you from afar. Just stay up in Nova Scotia.
yeah.
It'll be better for you that way.
Skosh.
All right, goodbye. Love you. See you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.